it's Mary, and I am so glad that you are here with me today. So we are going to take a look at the next book that I finished, or the most recent book that I have finished, They Went Left by Monica Hesse. So They Went Left takes place just after World War II. It's the story of Sophia Lederman's struggle to heal herself after spending time as a prisoner in concentration camps, and her search for her brother Abek. In August of 1942, all the Jews in Sosnowiec, Poland, were told to meet at the soccer stadium, where they would be issued new identification cards. But when they arrived, there were soldiers, and the soldiers began sorting them by health and age, strong-looking ones in one line, weak or old in another. One line headed to work in factories, and another line headed to concentration camps. It's now 1945 and the war is over. Concentration camps were liberated, and Sophia is just being released from a hospital where she spent time healing physically and emotionally from the injuries she has suffered. As she remembers, most of her family were sent left to the gas chambers, but she and her brother Abek were sent right. She survived and is now searching for Abek. Sophia returns to their home, the place they agreed to meet, but he's not there and no one has seen him. When she hears of a refugee camp near Munich, Germany, Sophia packs a small suitcase and heads out on a search to find her brother. Abek is not in the camp, but there are people there who can help in her search. She learns where to write letters, and she learns of other hospitals and camps where he might be. Sophia stays at the refugee camp while she continues her search. She befriends her housemates, begins to sew again, and slowly begins the journey back to wholeness. They Went Left is tragic, beautiful, heartbreaking, and heartwarming. It's a journey through the painful memories of the past and life in the present. It's finding the ability to rebuild yourself and grasp the possibility of future happiness. So what are some other similar books? I'm going to mention 4 of them, all historical fiction. 3 of them take place either during World War II or just after, and one of them takes place in Spain in 1957. So Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepetys also takes place in Eastern Europe in 1945. It's told from the point of view of 4 characters who must evacuate their homeland, and so they board the ship, the Wilhelm Gustloff, on its ill-fated voyage. The Book Thief, which is one of the best books I have ever read. So the main character is Liesel Memminger, who's brought to a foster family that will take care of her during the war. Dealing with the death of her brother and other losses throughout the book, Liesel forms new friendships and learns about herself and her place in the world. I'm also going to mention a book that I read many years ago. It's not a book that we have in our branch of the library, but there are other branches of the library that you can request it from. And the book is Summer of My German Soldier by Betty Green. So Summer of My German Soldier takes place in 1942, but it takes place in Arkansas, where Patty Bergen is trying to find her role in her family. Rejected and underappreciated, she reaches out to help another in need and puts everything on the line. It's very different from They Went Left, but at the same time, I believe that it complements the story well. And so I suggest you check out Summer of My German Soldier if you wish. So the last one I'm going to talk about today is one that I have not read yet, but I really want to read. And I'll just give you the basics of it. It's The Fountains of Silence, and this is another book by Ruta Sepetys. And it takes place in 1957 in Spain. In 1957, Spain is a place under the oppressive dictatorship of General Francisco Franco. It's a novel about identity, unforgettable love, the repercussions of war, and the hidden violence of silence. And it is inspired by post-war struggles of Spain. So you might ask, what is the next book I'm reading? So the book I am currently reading is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. That was the book for October that I chose that was written in the Victorian period. And so I should be done with that later this week or early next week. So you will be seeing a book review for that book early next week. Until then, I hope you enjoy whatever you choose to read. Thank you.